Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday. All right. Crack them open. Happy hour. Friday. Forget about dry whatever. All right. It's the end of dry February or whatever it is, January. The end of February. February 28th is gone. Where did this freaking month go? My God. We're into March. March Madness, baseball. Pretty soon it'll be football, baby. Yeah. All right. Lots to get to today. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a great week. And enjoy the weekend. This is the Anthony Gargano Show presented by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Go to TrueMark.com/PHLY to find out the credit union difference. I'm laughing because Andrew counts me down before every show. He'll give me all right, we're going to go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But he was doing it in this bad Italian accent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He was doing that. And he was doing that because we were joking around that the Eagles hired a quarterback coach. So they got Scott Loeffler, who is the head coach at Bowling Green, is the new quarterback's coach. But also up for the job was, what's his last name?
Nunzio Campanile.
Campanile from Syracuse.
Yes.
Yeah, Nunzio Campanile. And so we were all like, well, let's go, man. Let's roll with all the Paisan coaches.
I had A. Frazier get my Italian music ready to go.
Oh, no, I
ready to go.
Oh, God, no. Funny. I told Big Dom, what are you doing? He dropped the ball, man. He said, I told him we got to go Nunzio. But anyway, congratulations, Scott Loeffler. Listen, he's got a good resume. Bowling Green was a really good program. They were in the bowls last year. I mean, it's tough to navigate, and they were always a good passing game. So Loeffler is the new Eagles quarterbacks coach. So Combine today, obviously, will continue, gets heats up. All kinds of, workouts are going on. We wait for the quarterbacks. It's always the jewel of the Combine. We'll have a video from Fanny Films from Indianapolis. We'll be talking to Baldy, who's teaching a course today at the Combine to a bunch of scouts. So Baldy, Professor Baldy, who is teaching player development to a bunch of scouts. So we'll talk to Baldy coming up at 10:30. There's a great story about a new show. In fact, TV Todd is a producer on it and involves another great local company, The Workshop with Tom Farrell. And it's a show that in conjunction with Steph Curry's production company that's going to air. There's a big gala last night about it. So we'll find all about the new show. It involves a local high school. It's a very interesting story. We'll, speaking of high schools, Danny D. It's a Danny D Friday. He comes in. We'll take a look at the playoffs, the Catholic Public League playoff, the big game tonight. So we'll get into that. The girls, we'll talk all about that with Danny D. Lots to get to. But I do want to start with last night. And I know they lost and they had a 3-0 lead. And it was bad. Like, again, you're up 3-0, man. You have that team on the ropes. You're going to have to learn how to kill them. All right? You're going to have to learn how to kill them on that night. Flyers aren't ready for that. But here's what I take out of last night. Michkov. Now, I don't want to do this. And please, if you decide to clip this, please get context. All right? What we saw in Matvei Michkov last night, again, every night, the games since the All-Star break where he's got jump, he was rested, he looks outrageous. Like, this skill is amazing. It is just amazing. You can't take him. And again, look, he made a bad defensive play in overtime. It actually cost him the game or the point in OT. But forget that. What he did last night, just the little things. The first goal where his hands are so fast to be able to wrap around and get your hands together that quickly and score is ridiculous. And the same thing with the shot. Like, he got that shot off so fast on the second goal. He's ridiculous. He has a chance. And again, this is not hyperbole or anything, but he has a chance to be the greatest skilled flyer ever. Ever. Listen, there's some heavyweights and legends that have played there, right? I've worn the orange and black. 88 comes to the top of the mind, right? And 88's a shame. Could have been even better. Bobby Clark, I know most of you never saw him, was just I was a little boy. But you go back and, my God, I mean, he did everything. Captain, and there was a reason why he was revered, that Ed Snyder revered him for decades after he played. He was that great. And then you could go through chapter and verse of everybody, right? Like, of all those great players that have worn the orange and black, Michkov could be better. Can be, could be, might be. He could be better. His skills, he's a baby. Like, we're seeing a 19-year-old do this sort of stuff. He's so good. Because they're big sports guys about what's going on. I implore you, if you're not you're not the biggest hockey fan, you're missing out. Like, I want you to join. I want you to jump on this thing because he's great. Watch him play the sport. You're a sportsman, right? You don't need to be able to dissect a left wing lock, right? Like, you're a sportsman. I just want you to watch it. It's so. Last night I saw it. After I get my ass kicked in basketball last night. I get home. I'm like, where the Flyers at? And I forgot that they were on ESPN Plus and Hulu. I'm a Hulu guy, so I watched the game on Hulu, and it was so It's such an enjoyment. It's a Thursday night. There's nothing like great on the line. We're trying to make a push, but it doesn't really matter because we know what this whole thing's about. The beauty of what we're seeing now. I do. I enjoy them. It's the complete opposite that I have with the Sixers, right? The $1 billion Sixers. I got no interest. I can't even, my eyeballs just roll like slot machines. This Flyers team is fun, all right? It's a fun team. And Michkov is a legit star. And there's something about a young phenom. And there's something, the phenom captures your imagination. And again, this is not hyperbole, and I'm not doing hot takes or whatever, but it's pretty obvious. If you actually watch this kid, the skills that he has at this age, he could be the best ever. There is that chance. So get on board because they're fun. Good morning, VG.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Do you get the same vibe? I love watching this kid. I don't care what happened in overtime.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, God.
I do hesitate. I mean, he's offensively, he's so skilled. I think Lindros was better at this age. We'll see. I mean, he's coming from Russia.
I don't know how you I don't even know how you even compare. He's got way more. 88 was a freight train, right? He was huge, fast, all right? Mm-hmm. This kid's skill set's different.
Lindros was a great passer, great wrist shot.
I'm not telling you that Lindros was not great and everything, the whole thing. But they're different players.
Yeah, they are different players.
This kid is all offense.
Yeah, we're splitting hairs here. I mean, he's going to be great.
My only point is, I prefaced it because I don't want it clipped and people go, you're saying, like the Jalen Carter. Early on, I was talking about Jalen Carter, and I go, his chance to be the greatest defensive tackle in the history of the Eagles.
Yes.
The chance, right? Like, this is before.
He might be already.
Well, now I think he is. Yeah. All right? Now I think he's better than Fletcher Cox. All right?
Yeah. Well, I always had Jerome as the number one. He's better than Jerome.
Well, again, I mean, it's impossible.
But Jerome played with Reggie, which helps.
Right. But my only point is, I said that back then, and this was like September, and people are going, slow your roll. He's not, you disrespect Fletcher Cox. Like, come on, man. Yeah. By the way, if you watch the game, you see there a chance to grow into that. Now, Carter is that already. That whole season, it's why every week I would come on after the game and gush about Jalen Carter because he's that much of a force. And I'm doing the same thing with Mitzkoff, which is, hey, he has a chance. Listen, at one point, Ben Simmons had a chance to become Magic Johnson 2.0, and he couldn't do it, right? He had issues and emotional troubles and everything else. Couldn't do it, right? Wentz had a chance to be very good. He didn't do it, right? He had issues, same thing. Yeah. Couldn't get over. So you never know what happens in the path. But if you just look at the skill set of Mitzkoff, I can't take my eyes off. I freaking love watching him play.
Well, it's been since Lindros. It's a must-watch shift. And, of course,
he's such an 88.
Of course he doesn't.
Dude,
of course,
88.
Yeah, man.
88.
Yeah, I mean, sorry I worship the greatest flyer that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I'm sorry about that. I mean, come on. But it's must watch. Every shift he's on, you want to watch it. You want to see what he's doing. Of course, Torch doesn't play him a ton. And he's going to be a scratch. He's going to be a healthy scratch next game probably because he had a defensive.
Listen, just
mind
let
cramp.
Torch be. All right, he's responding.
Who?
Mitzkoff.
Oh, he's responded, but. How many more points would he have if we just give him the ice time he deserves and play him in the game? It is. I want the Rookie of the Year.
It's not just about.
I don't want Celebrini to win.
I know.
I want Mitzkoff.
But it's just not about that stuff. It's about growing.
No, I know. He's teaching life lessons.
And culture.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, you listen. You want to scoff over it?
Yes.
It could turn out to be Ben Simmons. What happened with Ben? They coddled Ben. Go ahead, Ben. Everything's beautiful, Ben. Everything's great, Ben. You're the greatest, Ben. Even though you don't shoot, Ben, you're the greatest, Ben. And what happened?
That's different than coming from Siberia. This kid's made for this, dude. This kid's ready to go.
Let Torch do his thing.
This kid's a killer. Even after the game last night, he's like, owned it. Bad play on my part, cost us the game.
I love him.
Ready to go.
I love this bitch guy.
Got to win the next one.
He is ridiculous. And he is a killer.
Yes.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's a killer. This franchise, this Flyers, everybody's got to get on.
Dude, Kuzmenko is nice.
He is nice.
Let's get these Ruskies over here. Let's get Zavragan over here. Let's go.
He's the goalie.
Yeah.
He's the goalie of the KHL, man.
Yeah, let's start. Ruskied up.
Joe, are you a hockey man? Yeah, well, you better get in on it, cuz. You better get in on it. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, kid. All right, Mr. Skateboarder. Celebrity? You'll be trying. You will watch a game with us. We're going to go to get you to a game. It's my mission now to get everybody to be fired up.
You're a flyer hype man.
I want to be. Because that kid deserves it.
He does.
They're fun to watch. Listen, when you got the opposite going on across,
I don't even want to talk about them in the same breath right now. Because the Flyers are fun. You can tell. You can feel it. The Flyers got something going on.
I just want company. I want company. You know how they say it? I want company.
You got company coming. Tournaments, the conference tournaments will be coming up. And, they'll keep you warm
company on the Flyer train.
We don't want that company. No. This needs to be an exclusive train right now. Just for these winter sports, just Flyers. Sixers, we don't need their company.
No, I'm talking about the whole fan base.
Oh.
4-for-4 land.
Oh, well, the fans will hop on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fan train, man.
Oh, the fan train will be hopping on. I mean, this kid, next year, they're going to be for real. They're going to make some adjustments. They're going to draft. The draft's going to be crazy. They're going to make a trade or two. They're going to be for real next year.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. You can feel it. You can smell it.
Oh, yeah. I know you can.
I know everyone's like, you can't give up a 3 goal. It's like, all right, they're a bunch of young guys trying to learn how to win and play together.
Like, now's the time.
They don't have the greatest goalie in the world.
Right. And now's the time that you have to go through these little growing pains.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They're growing pains. It's stupid to hold them to that standard when they're not ready to win that.
Right.
That's just the truth of the matter.
Absolutely. And they're not a...
You're going to, listen, say whatever you want. I know Pittsburgh is dead, right?
They got some players, though.
But you're right. You still got Malkin. You still got Crosby.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there are a bunch of
Those guys
veterans
are
on that
winners
team,
with some pride and
right?
stuff.
Like,
yeah.
they're getting smacked.
Yeah.
The goalie freaks out.
Oh, dude, that was awesome.
Right?
The goalie slamming
Wow.
the door to the bench and then giving the coach some lip.
In
Awesome.
fairness,
Awesome.
I mean, I don't know why you're pulling him.
No.
It wasn't his fault.
It was like 2 own goals, like deflected off his own
Right.
players. Like, come on, give the guy a break.
Yeah, like I you know. And then, by the way, how wasn't that a major, that hit?
Right? Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
That
I did agree with towards there. He dropped a couple of F-bombs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's laying down in a heap, and we're thinking it's a match, at least a match,
Yeah.
maybe a major.
Yeah, and in the post-game interviews I saw, I mean, they are young. Tippett and Michkov both said they had a hard time focusing after that hit in that play.
Yeah.
So they had a hard time getting their heads right, and that's when the downfall kind of happened once that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they just have to learn how to move through that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. All right. So coming up, TV Todd, great story going on. It's a great show that is about to.
I saw it last night. Yeah.
You
I watched
watched
episode 1. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You're on
I got to do
board.
my
I
prep
love
work
it.
for this show, man.
I
We got
love
TV
it.
Todd coming in.
I love it. I love it. I love it. TV Todd's going to talk all about the show.
I had to cut my Love is Blind. I was like, I can't do it. I got to cut this off and put on Todd's show. So I did it last night.
So my wife watches a lot of shows on the iPad.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and-
man. You bully her to the iPad? You put the sports on the big TV?
Well, she's in her lair upstairs, and I'm downstairs.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
downstairs too.
Inner layer.
Right? So I have the downstairs, and she's upstairs.
Got you.
And then we watch our shows on the iPad. But I can only get the show. I can't figure out TV, cable, streamer, this, that. So I had to take the iPad to watch the Flyers.
Can we
on
talk
Hulu.
about that after you sure? But I'm so irritated by that.
Yeah, so I had to watch the Flyers on Hulu. So I had to take the iPad. She was working on her Italian lessons, right? I
Nice.
did my. I watched the watched the game on the iPad.
Yeah.
But then I see, you could see other shows over there,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and I saw Love Is Blind.
Yeah, Tam. Yeah.
So I gotta
Oh,
make.
me and Tam got to hook up and talk about some Love is Blind.
Is that the naked show?
No,
No,
it's
it's
Naked
different.
Attraction.
Love is Blind is a good one.
You
Love-
like it?
I've watched it. Yeah,
I do Love
it's
is
entertaining.
Blind. UK, I'll do Love
The
is
UK
Blind.
one was good, yeah.
Australia, I'll watch Love is Blind anywhere
I'm
they speak
texting her
English.
now. I saw it on the iPad. You're outed.
Oh, man, she's got great taste.
I was like, Love Is Blind. Oh no, VG.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Could the NHL screw up anything more than putting this? Like, you can't. I paid $300 and something for cable to the company who owns the Flyers, and I got to go hunting around on
here's the
Hulu
thing.
and
If
ESPN
you're
Plus
a cable,
to watch
with
this.
all the cord cutting that is going on,
Yeah.
I'm a Comcast customer.
Me
I know
too.
who you are, right? With all the cord cutting, what should happen is they should always have the Flyer game on.
100%
Like,
agree.
I got no problem doing a streaming deal because that's where the
Yes.
future is. But it's almost like back in the day, if you remember when people didn't have cable and over-the-air TV.
Mhm.
So if your local football team
Yes.
was on Sunday night
Yes.
ESPN, they would be on Channel 6 here.
Isn't that the same right now? If Amazon or
Right.
one of the football games
Right.
your local market's got to carry it.
Right.
Yeah. Like, come on. Like, really? We got to hunt around and try and
What, it
find
was
the
exclusive
Here
to
she
some
goes.
channel last night?
ESPN and Hulu.
LOL, yes. And I hate every single one of the people on the show.
Yeah, you can't turn away. It's so good.
Yeah, oh my God. It's VG show.
If she's ask her if she thinks Madison made the right choice, dumping the cinematographer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh man.
She's not gonna like this real estate broker in the end. I don't think it's gonna survive.
That's I can't believe she's watching.
I love
Is
it.
Blind.
I love that Love is Blind is on in your house.
It's terrible.
Thank you, TV gods. Thank
It's
you.
Terrible. All right. Speaking of TV gods, coming up, TV Todd.
Love
all
it.
right. But first, let's talk about some of our friends. There we go. Let's talk about Golden Nugget Jewelers. where Philly gets engaged. Every home needs a jeweler. Every man needs a jeweler. You need a hookup, all right? From the time you get engaged until the time you die, you need a jeweler.
Mm-hmm.
That is the truth, all right? Let me tell you. Joey, listen up, all right? You need a jeweler. You got to get engaged. First, you need somebody you trust to get the ring. Golden Nugget Jewelers, check, all right? Trust your own. I've sent scores of guys there, all happy, great deals, the whole thing. But then it's not just, doesn't end there. You got birthdays and anniversaries and occasions and holidays, Mother's Day, Christmas. I mean, you know it, right? You got to get it. You need the jeweler. I tell you about Massimo's birthday is tomorrow. And so he's getting his gold dog tag. So my wife is talking to the jeweler, talking to your own about getting him the dog tag. Like that, it's a part of it. You got to do it. So go to Golden Nugget Jewelers. All right. You got your person. All right. That's your hookup. Right on 8th and Chestnut, in the heart of Jewelers Row, Center City, Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged.
Spring's coming. March tomorrow. The sun's going to be out and shining. And you want to protect your eyes. So our friends over at Shady Rays, they got you covered. They've got over 300,000 satisfied customers with a rating of 5 stars or more. And they got good stuff for you. They got polarized glasses. Yeah, I could use a little help. They got some polarized glasses.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. And, they got durable frames, crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all your outdoor activities. And they got this ski or snowboard. You probably only got a few weeks left of this, but if you need some goggles for your skiing and snowboarding, they got you covered too. Available in both adult and kids sizes with many colors available. You can find the colors of your favorite team. Not a problem. And check this out. Here's the super cool part about Shady Rays. If they ever go missing or take an unexpected hit, don't sweat it. They have the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair is backed by their lost or broken replacement program. And if you don't like your shades, exchange them for a new pair or return worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team's always got your back with personal and fast support. So, PHLY viewers and listeners, go to shadyrays.com and save 35% off polarized glasses with the code PHLY. Over 300,000 people have rated Shady Rays 5 stars, so use the code PHLY today at shadyrays.com.
All right, new show alerts, and it has a Philadelphia twist. It's a great story. And one of the producers on the show, it's about his local high school. Too.
Yeah.
All right. Our man, TV Todd.
Act like a man. You can't handle the truth.
It's time for TV Todd.
Hello, Todd.
Good morning, fellas.
Yo, Todd.
So before we get to last night, which is looked at incredible, Michkov. You are Mr. Flyer, all right? Of all the great players that wore the orange and black sweater, I'm not hyperbole. He has a chance to be the best.
I think that's the best way to put it. He has a chance. What we're seeing right now is just incredible, right? I mean, it's so fun. It's exciting. I can't remember the last time we've seen something like this, but I keep telling myself it's still early. Just enjoy it. Let's see where it goes. But this kid has skills.
While you were at the big premiere party, he had 2 goals that were just ridiculous. One, you just see the quickness in his hands, and the other one, the quickness in getting off the shot and just how deadly the shot can be. So it was on display in full throttle in Pittsburgh.
The not only his shot, but the way he sees the ice. I'm not sure I've seen a player see the ice like that for a long time. It's really exciting. Now, listen, we all know what the season's about, right? But now I got my eyes on the Calder race.
Yeah, that's what I want too.
Him too.
The only thing going to stop him is torts. Limiting his ice time. That's the only thing that's going to get in the way. We're healthy scratching him.
Well, you know what? Listen, I think your PHLY coverage of the Flyers is the best out there. And last night on my way home from the premiere, I was listening to Billy Matz and Charlie, and I love them both. They're my favorite. And they were going at it with each other about Torts and his decision, because you can criticize Torts, but look who made the mistake in the overtime that cost us the game. It was Mitchkoff. So, I mean, it's an interesting debate they had last night.
Kid's going to make mistakes. You live and you learn. That's all right.
All right. Let's get to last night. Tell us all about it. All right. You've been teasing us for a long time about this. A new show produced by a local company about your high school and a great story.
Yeah, it's real. This is one that's, of all the projects we talk about, Anthony, this is one that really, it brings my life full circle, but I think it may be one of the most meaningful I've ever worked on. So Tom Farrell, who was on your show recently to talk about the Rick Pitino series, which we're working on together, he contacted me a couple of years ago, and we work on projects together. And he said, "Hey, I'm looking to maybe bring you on board. I had this great story, great Philadelphia story. It's about the George Washington High School cheer team in Northeast Philadelphia, and we're following them on their historic ride to nationals. No public school in Philadelphia has ever made it to nationals in cheer competition. Think about that. But when you really think about it, the sport is usually dominated by wealthier families. It's a bit of an elite kind of thing. It's not diverse. And so Tom said, I'm starting to follow this school. And I said, what school? And he said, George Washington High School in Northeast Philly. And I said, that's my school. I graduated there in 1985. So I was in 100% from the beginning. Matt Howley is the director of the show, and he's an Archbishop Bryan kid. And he immediately connected with the story as well and did an amazing job putting this together creatively. So we shot it over the course of a couple of years. I was back in my halls, but I literally had not stepped foot in there since 1985. It was pretty wild. Originally, we were trying to get Kevin Hart to maybe come on board to be our executive producer because Kevin went to George Washington. So unfortunately, he had some other projects that were similar. So long story short, very long story short, we were able to connect with Unanimous Media that's owned by Steph Curry. Steph loved the idea. He wants to support projects like this that tell stories about, kids with challenges, overcoming challenges. This is truly the Rocky story. It really is. And he came on board as our executive producer. And, we did have a number of offers to sell this show. And ultimately, we went with Comcast because obviously this is a Philly story. They get it more than anyone. And they showed it last night. The way they treated the kids and coaches at the premiere was absolutely first class.
That's awesome. Look at that.
Wow,
that's
nice.
fabulous. Oh, that's great.
Oh, good for them.
Oh, that's cool. Tell us about the show. Tell us about the arc of the show.
Yeah, so what you're seeing there real quick, though, is you're seeing the coaches on the carpet. Instead of a red carpet, they had a blue carpet because that's George Washington's colors. And they got their moment in the spotlight.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's the director, Matt Halley. So the show is really something because, I knew nothing about cheerleading. Most people that I've asked to watch the show know nothing about cheerleading. But it's about cheerleading, but it's really not. The show is about these kids. It's about these kids who come to the Northeast to attend George Washington High School. But when they leave school at night and go home, they have all kinds of challenges. Parents being deported, parents being shot and killed, having to work full-time jobs overnight to feed their families. And these are kids who this cheer sport and what they do is their whole life, their existence. It gives them structure. It gives them life lessons. It gives them hope. It gives them positivity. And that's what this show is about. These amazing kids who overcome that to really, it is truly to go on a Rocky-like run. And we were lucky enough to document the entire thing. And so last night, having the kids there, their families, the coaches who are so dedicated was amazing. And Comcast, again, I can't thank them enough. They actually also made a $25,000 donation to the program as well. So, I mean, the story's fantastic. It's 4 parts, 4 episodes. It airs on the Xfinity Black Experience channel, which is a channel that Xfinity's trying to promote. And it also, for non-Xfinity subscribers or people who just like to stream on Roku, Fire Sticks, iPads, whatever, it's on Xumo Play for free. Just have to watch a few ads. And it's up there right now. And eventually it's going to go to Peacock.
Todd, I watched it last night, the first episode last night. It's great. The cinematography is really good. The music, I like what they did with the score. The music worked great with it. Like you said, the struggles these kids deal with. The one girl whose father was like almost deported, like she's just trying to learn cheer. Meanwhile, she's like helping him start an LLC. She's learning how to file taxes for him for the company he's starting. It's crazy what these kids have to go through. And like you said, most of the kids they're competing against have been doing this their whole life, or since they're like 6 or 7 years old. And when they talk about the flyers, the kids who get flipped around, and they're learning this for the first time in 1 year, and how scared those kids are, it's a fascinating story. I was glued to it. Oh, and the 2 football players who are on the cheer team, kudos to those guys. I can't believe they can't get more, but they got these 2 big football guys who they can't train like normal guys do in other cheer teams because they got to leave at 3:30. Right. They do a half hour with the cheer team, then they got to go to football practice. It's a really great story. Hey, I enjoyed the first episode a lot.
How do they navigate football and cheer?
Right. So, like, I'm only in episode 1, so I see them. They cheer for a half hour. They learn how to catch people for a half hour. Then they got to go to football practice, where the people they're competing against, those boys are learning how to catch people for hours a day.
Yeah, that's
a fascinating story.
What a story.
Those 2 guys are amazing. Think about boys at that age in high school, right? What they have to overcome to say, "Oh, I'm going to be a cheerleader now after football practice." And we do cover, as the series goes on, we cover that kind of balance between football and cheer. But those guys are amazing. The self-assured confidence that they have to do something like that is something. And VG, I'm glad you mentioned the girl who had to teach her family English. So, she's the one whose father was deported. It was a big story in Philadelphia. She's a little girl, and she's in the forefront of helping to get him to be able to be released and come back to the family. There was not a dry eye in the theater last night when that part was covered, but that girl's amazing. She's at Penn. She's doing great at Penn. She's a cheerleader at Penn.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is, it just, again, this project, it just makes you feel great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I love it. I love the fact that it's a true Philadelphia story. And that's that part of it. We need to shine a light on those kids, that this story, this show. That's the beauty and the magic of television, and where we're at too. We talk about it each week. Hey, what are we watching? What are we watching? But the way we do docuseries now and tell the stories of everyday people is awesome. It's uplifting. It affects us emotionally, right, in a positive way.
It really does. And it takes you into a world, like you've said, that maybe you're not used to. When we did, back in the day, we were doing all those Amish shows. We call them fish out of water shows, right? Because we're taking the audience into a world that they're not otherwise exposed to. And that was me even being involved in this project. I knew nothing about cheer. And now I've learned so much. And to VG's point, especially when you're there live, watching them fly through the air and these guys trying to hold them up, man, it's about as scary as some of the major sports we talk about every day. I'm truly impressed by the whole thing.
It's not like when you learn, like I said, I'm only 1 episode in, but when you learn the background and the personality of these kids, like you can understand why they go to nationals, because there's something special going on. The one, I forget the other girl, she like after she's done doing her cheer practice, she goes to coach in like West Oak Lane or something to be a role model to other kids from similar backgrounds to get them into cheer. Like, I don't know, they're just, the personalities are great. So you can see why these kids are excelling. They're probably going to excel at anything they do, these kids.
They are absolutely special group. And that girl you just mentioned, as you know, she lost her father. And, she could have gone a very dark way. She talks about it. But cheer and dedicating her life to this positivity and to help kids and whatnot, it changed her entire life.
What was the root of the project with Tom and because the amazing thing, listen, you and I have been around this for a long time, and the challenge, everybody goes, well, I could be in a docuseries. My life's a docuseries. And you realize how hard it is to find really good, and we call them characters, but these are real people that are engaging, and to be able to stumble onto this treasure trove of kids that are TV friendly in that sense, character friendly in that sense, is a huge deal.
It's a huge deal. And as you said, Anthony, like we get pitched every day. I have the funniest coworkers and this and that. But, listen, it's very hard to put a series together like this. It took, Matt, again, credit to the director. He spent a lot of time working with the kids and the coaches to get them to be able to open up, to be able to show their emotion on camera and to really let the audience in.
He did the Navajo. Tom and Matt did the Navajo, the Indian basketball on the Indian reservation. And those characters came to life. I mean, I think Matt does a great job with that.
Yeah, he did Basketball or Nothing on Netflix, and yeah, absolutely. And listen, you never know what you're really going to get until you're in there. And early on, I think everybody on the team figured out we have gold here. This is something, and you just feel it. You just absolutely feel it. Last night, when Steph Curry, when he's in season, Steph, he can't really do anything. So what he can do for us is promotion. I mean, just sending out something on Instagram, he's got like 58 million followers. But last night he was up on the big screen and he introduced the episode and he mentioned the coaches by name. And there was like a gasp in the audience. The kids were stunned that Steph Curry was paying attention to them and their story. And he even said how inspired he was by them. Can you imagine a kid sitting there hearing that Steph Curry is inspired by them and what that means to them in their life?
It's awesome. It's a beautiful, beautiful story.
Yep.
It's a great story, and it's ours. It's Philadelphia. So I want to applaud you, brother. I mean, that's great stuff that you and Tom from the workshop and Matt and the whole crew put together, man. Congratulations. Once again, where can people watch it?
They can watch it right now on Xfinity. You could go on demand and just say Spirit, or you could go to the Black Experience channel, or you can watch on Xumo Play. It's Xumo with an X, Xumo. It's available everywhere for free. Spirit, just Google it.
I love it. Well, we can watch this show on Xfinity as well. And I love what they're doing with their streaming platform. It's great. The content's there. Congratulations, my brother. Great stuff, buddy.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Todd. Nice. That's really, really good stuff.
Yeah, it's a feel good show. I mean, you watch it, you feel good.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, joining us. Not yet.
He's busy. Man.
He's going to the airport. So he said once he gets a spot, he will chime in.
Is he being driven to the airport?
I don't know. He just texted me.
So
where's Brain going?
Like where's he going? This guy's life. Now, if I told you, it really is a docuseries. Like I say all the time, like this dude, he's not normal.
So
he's not. No, he's not. He's not normal. He lives. He just travels from place to place, and because he makes a living betting,
yes,
right? These casinos and stuff, I don't know, but they always give him these free trips and all this other stuff. So he's constantly just going places. And then he likes to go, and God bless him, he takes his son on trips and they go see games all over, hockey
golf at
games,
St. Andrews or
NBA
whatever.
games, right? Like, it really is a dream life. Like, God bless him.
So I'm with you. Like, I've hustled some scripts and reality show stuff, and I would agree. I got the honor to stand with Brain in a casino at a sports book, him making his weekly bets on a Friday.
for football season.
Yes. And that alone is worth an episode because they won't let him bet certain amounts. He's lucky that they even take any of his bets. He'll try to bet, I don't know, a few bucks on some game. They'll be like, nah, we won't. We'll take a half of that from you. We won't take that full bet from you because they don't want to lose that much money. He's got a bag of cash. It's crazy.
So he walks in with a bag of cash?
Yes.
Brown bags.
Yes.
A brown bag?
He had a brown bag. Yes.
Paper or plastic. He's taking
And
paper.
he had about, it takes
Your
forever.
father represents guys like him, Joey.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a professional
Yes.
sports bettor. The brain
all he
is
does.
a pro sports bettor.
For him.
He doesn't.
I mean, he wins more than he loses.
Put it this
which
way.
is the
So
whole-
last year, I think he netted over $2 million. Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
He netted, like his net was like $1.8 million last year.
So like you might go to say, hey, I think Goddard's going to have over 42 yards, and you place that bet. When the brain does it, he says, I'd like to bet Goddard's over, and he has to wait. It's got to get approval. So every bet's got to get it, and they'll say, oh, you want to bet $5,000? We'll take 800 from you. And he's like, ugh.
I got a brain update. He's going through security at the airport. So
Okay.
he said once he's through, he will
Okay.
have time.
All
Well, he's
right.
probably a fast tracker through security.
Yeah,
I'd
it's probably,
imagine.
yeah.
He's got the glow, like whatever,
Yeah,
the TSA
global entry.
pre-screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
entry.
So is he going to see?
I don't know. We'll find out from
I think
but
he's going to see.
What he does is, it's a bizarre existence.
It's wild.
But like, if you see what he does, like he just doesn't bet games, right?
No,
Right?
no.
Like, well, no. The point is that he takes these crazy bets. Like the college football win total just came out, or the odds and all the. So he'll bet 20 teams, right?
Mhm.
And they'll get really long odds, and then come toward the end of it. Now he does his homework, right?
Mhm.
But when the season plays itself out, he's got exposure to some really big tickets.
I saw him in November. I was with him in Florida. He bet the Red Sox to win the World Series in November.
Right. Well, that's what he
A
does.
substantial
He
amount.
bets, like he doesn't he's a pro, Joey. But what he does is it's not about hey, I'm going to take Michigan State tonight. He's taken, he'll bet hundreds of times who's winning what NBA division. Because that's where all the value is. Yeah. Because most people, it's a recreation, right? And you go, all right, well, I don't want to bet, $100 on Boston to win the division in beginning of the season because, you want immediate response. You want the night to go, all right, did I win or lose? But he does it. That's he treats it like it's an investment. But, we know that it's not an investment, right? The Brain? Brain and I worked on Comcast Sportsnet on a couple of projects together. We would do the Sixer game. We would broadcast live betting games. So in other words, you'd watch the game and it would be me and him, and he would talk about the betting and I would talk about the basketball as the game was going on. Yeah, he's a great dude. And he's an interesting character. He needs to be on a show. He really does. All right.
I gotta.
So when we get him, and then at 10 o'clock, we'll talk to Danny D. 10:30, Baldy. We were going to do our man Mike Garafolo, but he got his daughter sick.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get you some combine coverage as well.
Yeah, we have
We
Fran
do have
Duffy.
Franny Films coming up. You want to go to Franny?
Yeah, let's
Or
go to
wait
Franny.
We'll wait for Brad. All right, Franny filed his report this morning live from Indianapolis. Here's Films.
What's up, Ant? I'm here at my hotel. Just got back from the stadium, from Lucas Oil Stadium, for night one of the National Football Scouting Combine here in Indianapolis. And the front seven worked out on Thursday. Got into the stadium around like 1:30, 2 o'clock, left around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So it was a long afternoon, long evening, but a lot of really good players took the field there at Lucas Oil Stadium. I want to take you through some of my favorite workouts and some of my favorite positional workouts as well, because I put a lot of value into what those guys do in the field drills after they finish running the 40s and going through the jumps. So real quick, we'll go position by position. We'll start with the defensive tackles. That was the first group up, and what was a recurring theme over the course of the day, a number of the top names did not participate. We didn't see Mason Graham from Michigan, presumed top 5 pick. We didn't see Walter Nolan, a potential top 15 pick out of Ole Miss. So we didn't see those two players. We did, however, see a couple of targets that have been connected to the Eagles over the course of this pre-draft cycle. And we'll start with Darius Alexander. He was actually one of my favorite players in the positional work. I thought he looked really fluid. This is the defensive tackle from Toledo. I actually gave him to the Eagles in my 3-round mock draft last week. And so when you look at Darius Alexander, this is a guy that's got the ability to line up at a number of different spots along the front. He's really long and he's really athletic. He shined at the Senior Bowl, carried it over here to Indianapolis. I thought he had a really good workout. Now let's go through some of the top testing. Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, the defensive tackle from Georgia, posted some crazy numbers. 4.8 in the 40-yard dash at 276 pounds. He went 4.34 in the short shuttle. That's an outstanding time for a defensive tackle. And he jumped over 10 feet in the broad jump. Again, for a defensive tackle, you just think about that, from a standing broad jump, went over 10 feet. Ty Robinson from our friend Matt Rule out at Nebraska, he also had a really good workout. He's another defensive tackle who ran in the 4.8s, 119 inches in the broad, 33.5 inches in the vert. He did all of that at 288 pounds. I thought Robinson had a really good workout. So those are the defensive tackles that shined. After that, the edge rushers took the field. Now, again, no Abdul Carter. He gets injured. We knew about that going in. No Mikel Williams, the pass rusher from Georgia, probable top 15 pick in this draft. So those two guys did not take the field. Now, Shamar Stewart, a player from Texas A&M that a lot of people are really high on. He's got outstanding traits. Came into the Senior Bowl and at just over 280 pounds. He's a really big, powerful, long edge rusher. Well, he dropped 20 pounds to get ready for the combine. So he was in the mid-260s here for this workout. And as it got started, he was on fire. I mean, at 267, he went 131 inches in the broad jump, 40 inches in the vert. That is explosive power, explosive movement for a big edge rusher like that. He broke 4.6 in the 40-yard dash, again, at 267 pounds, but he got dinged up halfway through the workout, so he had to drop out, unfortunately, through the rest of the day. Still an impressive start there for Shamar Stewart. Donovan Ezaraku, the local kid from Williamstown, New Jersey, right across the bridge. He went up to BC, was one of the leading pass rushers in college football this season, had a bunch of sacks, a bunch of TFLs, was very, very productive. Most of the workout was just okay, I felt, for Ezaraku, but one area of the athletic testing where he really shined, honestly, in an area where not many have shined over the course of this combine so far, the shuttle drills, and that shows that lateral quickness, that change of direction, that ability to turn the corner for a pass rusher. Ezaraku, 4.19 in the short shuttle. It's one of the better times you're going to see at that position. So really showed that he's got that ability to be able to turn the corner and move laterally. That's important for a player at that position. And then obviously James Pierce Jr., he's a guy who stole the show. Came in at 245 pounds, a little bit light, especially for a 6'5" pass rusher, but he broke 4.5. He went 4.47 in the 40-yard dash. So did an outstanding job showing off that explosiveness. I thought he had one of the best positional workouts of the night. Everything looked super easy, super fluid there for James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. This is a guy that is fighting to be a first-round pick. A lot of people felt he could be a top 5 pick entering this college football season. The guy that really caught my eye, though, man, I'm going to be honest, Landon Jackson from Arkansas. When I studied him in the fall, I was pretty high. I felt this guy could be a starter. He looked to me like a first-round talent. Senior Bowl, I thought, started a little slow, worked his way up, and I thought that he had his best day late in the week. You come out here to the combine. This guy, he's long. He's a 6'5". He's over 270 pounds, so he's a bigger body defensive end. He's high cut, so he's got a high waist, long legs, long arms. Well, he goes into the positional work. I thought he had one of the best position workouts. He looked really fluid. He was able to turn the corner. I posted a couple clips up on my Twitter page where you can see him really run the hoop and show that ability to be able to turn the corner. But even in the testing, not only the lateral quickness, but the jumps for Landon Jackson. Jumped out of the gym for a guy that big. He really showed off some of the explosiveness that he's got in his body. So I think when you look at Landon Jackson, I thought he had one of the better nights when you look at the edge rush position. And then let's end it off with linebacker. Again, 2 of the 3 top names did not participate. Carson Schweschinger, the All-American linebacker from UCLA, he did not go in this session. And then Jalen Walker, a presumed top 15 pick from Georgia, he did not go. We did, however, see Jahad Campbell from Alabama. This is a guy that's a sneaky option in the back end of round 1. Would not shock me if he went off the board, even in the top 25, top 20 selections in this draft. Really explosive. He went 1.53 in the 10-yard split, so the first 10 yards of the 40-yard dash at 235 pounds, 127 inches. That's over 10 feet in the broad jump. Again, standing broad, you're standing still, and you just have to jump forward, and the guy jumps 10 feet. Just an absolute freak show athlete. And he also did some D-line drills for teams after the workout was over. And so those are the players that stood out to me on Thursday. I'm excited to share the rest of my thoughts with you. We've got the corners and the safeties going this afternoon at Lucas Oil Stadium. As you guys are watching this, I am right now talking to quarterbacks and wide receivers. So a lot going on here in Indianapolis. I'll have a final check-in with you on Monday, and then I'll join the show live on Tuesday. Looking forward to it. I'll see you guys when I get back to Philly.
All right, Films, good stuff, man. By the way, I like that kid Pierce, all right? James Pierce Jr.
Yeah.
So he talked about his 40 time, how fast he was.
Mm-hmm.
He's lightning fast, all right? He's really quick. He's light, is what I meant to say. He's light. He's really quick and fast, but he's light. He's only 21. He's not going to be 24 and 22 until October. He's young. That Tennessee defense was really good. He's a great athlete. He's the type of project. He's a little light in the ass, as they say.
Yeah.
All right?
We'll put on some weight.
But I like his skills. He's fast. He can fly off the edge. You bulk him up.
I'm good with that. I'll bust out my Tennessee hat. Sounds
Yeah,
good
that's
for
right.
me.
Well, I brought that up because you're a Vols guy.
Yeah, let's go.
But the Vols defense was very good, as you know, since you're a big Vols fan for all of 2024.
Dominating defense. Shame the quarterback collapsed towards the end. But.
Yes. But the kid, that's a kid I like.
All right.
Who the Eagles will have a shot at.
Cool.
All right. Now joining us from the airport, La Brain.
Brain. Red, the brain finder.
What's going on, buddy?
Where you headed, La Brain?
Well, I'm seeing Carson, seeing my son. We're going, it's funny, we're actually going to back-to-back. I have not been all year to the NBA game, Anthony, in person. Seeing the Knicks tonight and the Spurs tomorrow. Meeting him in Memphis. He goes to Vanderbilt, so not that far for him. So getting a little bonding time with my kid, looking forward to it. And seeing my least favorite of the sports right now in person.
That's awesome. That'd be great, man. That'd be fantastic.
It'll be
fun. Yeah.
I
So
like
you'll
going
see
in person.
Who the Spurs playing?
No, it's Memphis. They play. No, I'm seeing the Grizzlies back to back.
Oh, gotcha. They're playing the Knicks, and then they're playing San Antonio.
Good game night against the Knicks. That should be a good one. Spurs game, maybe not so much, but
it's a shame. I know you guys wanted to see Wemby. So
we wanted to see Wemby on it. That was the whole reason for this trip. Was obviously to see him, but was to see Wembyana, which I wanted to see him. And that so did my kid. So it was, but you know what? Worse things. Hopefully he's okay. Again, wasn't that the injury that Chris Bosh had?
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah,
I mean, you think about. I mean, I really hope he's just okay.
I know.
But look, I'm looking forward to it. So on my way to the I'm actually at the airport right now.
Well, safe travels, brother. You're a great dad. I was telling everybody about what you do, and you go on these trips constantly.
I love it,
and it's the best. God bless you. I always say your life should be a reality, a docuseries.
Dude, you got one life in this world. I never want to have any woulda, coulda, shoulda moments, so I wish I did this more. I wish I did that more. So I always, what's the saying, Anthony? People regret the stuff they don't do more than the stuff they do. So always looking to just expand my horizons, learn more stuff, have new experiences. I'm an experienced person. I like to spend my money on experiences more than jewelry or watch. You know what I mean? I like the memories
or hats. You definitely want to spend money on hats.
You got to collect memories.
Well, VG's knows. I mean, my hat collection, I spent about 8 cents and it shows.
Yeah, it's all free swag.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, man, you're right. But I'll be in Memphis, man. If you give me the word,
with how he looked,
I love how everyone looks.
You're obsessed.
If you give me the word, no, I respect that. If you give me the word, should I go with the Grizzlies hat or is that a violation? VG, you tell me right now.
At this point in time, any NBA hats are acceptable if you're a Sixers fan. Except the Sixers hats, I would believe at this point.
All right. So
did you see what LeBron said?
Well, about
talk to me.
He goes. He was whining. He was whining about, well, you know, who wants to be the face of the league when the guys that cover it, you know, poop on you all the time.
He said that?
Yeah, about Ant-Man not wanting to be the face. He was like, oh, I understand that. Why would you want to be the face of this league when everyone who covers it just craps all over it?
Wow.
Poor you!
Yeah, seriously,
poor you, Brad! Poor you! Horrible. All right. What do you got for the weekend? All right.
Got some stuff, my friend.
We got a big college weekend. I hope you got some college games on Saturday. It's a big college day.
You're gonna smack me in the face. Well, the college lines aren't out yet, and I did not.
Yeah, but I ended up look who you like.
I ended up. Well, it's funny. Last night I ended up going out, Anthony. I've been married for a week, so of course, what do you need if you've been married for a week? You need a guy's night out.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. I
dinner?
lay the law down, dude. I lay the law down in this relationship. All right, I tell her.
Stop it. We've seen your Instagram.
Anyone who knows, anyone who knows I'm lying my ass off. But anyway, no.
We've
but
seen you dance. You don't run that relationship.
You're 100% right. But anyway, no. I had a guys' night out, so I did not have my typical. Usually, when I get back in law at night, I'm doing work for like the weekend. I did not do that on my way there, but I do have stuff for today. And if you read me the games for Saturday, I can tell you my preliminary thoughts, Ant. But here, I'm gonna give you some stuff for tonight. A couple games. First, look, we always talk about we bet numbers, not teams, right? Who's the best team in the NBA? Arguably OKC. But I think 12.5 points on the road, a little rich. And OKC's, I'm not going to say they're struggling. That would be disingenuous. But they're not playing quite as well. And teams have been hanging in there with them recently a lot more than in the past. The Hawks have been pretty spunky. This is a team that's been, especially at home, they've been the last 15 games, they've been right there with everyone. 12.5 points too high to me. I thought the line should be closer to like 10.5, maybe 11. 12.5 points, I think Atlanta is actually worth a play. And then another one, monitor the injury situation. But if everyone plays, which is of now, I think they will, guys. I think the Heat at home taking 4.5 against the Pacers, a little bit too high. I see this game more as a 50-50 affair. Miami at home against Indiana. You want to give 4.5 points. Again, Bam's questionable right now. Wiggins is questionable right now. If I see those guys are playing, I'm going to pull the trigger. And then give you a couple props. I'm going to be in this game, Memphis game. Desmond Bane, 18.5. You're going to like this, guys. Going over tonight. Desmond Bane, 18.5.
He goes over.
22-8 his last 30.
The Bane.
22-8. Yeah, Desmond Bane, 22.5 points. Over 130. It's 22-8 his last 30. I think that was a little bit too low. And then All-Star Thompson, the brother of Amen Thompson, has been incredible. And All-Star has also been playing a lot better recently. The Pistons, God, what about the Pistons, guys? They're everything the Sixers aren't. They win every game.
They're a great story, man. They really are.
It's amazing. Again, under the radar, but he's 18-10 his last 28 games, which is a significant sample size, a third of the season. Over 4.5 rebounds. That was too low. And then last, certainly not least, the Joker, 26.5 points, 35-18 of the over. This is 2 points too low. We're grabbing over with Nikolai Jokic. You know, anytime we can get him over at a fair price, sign me up. 35-18.
Who they got?
3 overs. Who they played tonight? They played Detroit.
Oh, wow!
It's a good game. That's
actually a great game. You're right.
It should not be a right. Which usually you worry about.
Kate Cunningham is he's one guy I like to watch.
I got to tell you again, he's going to win Most Improved Award in my opinion. I think Bet Park says it up. I would recommend betting that. I think it's around -200 area. I think Cade Cunningham's a lock for that award right now. He did what Ja Morant did a few years ago, where he's taken his game where he was good, and now he's become a legit. Look what I got to tell you. Look what that team has done. Again, what that team has done is just it's all Tobias Harris, right, guys? But no, it's amazing what they've done. And you're right, Cade Cunningham. Coming out of Oak State, like this is what people hoped he would be, right? and he is really becoming like a superstar in front of our eyes. And I don't know if they're going to do anything in the playoffs, but I mean, they've just played really, really, really well. And it's nice to see because Detroit, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm with you. Listen, college, the tournaments are coming up, conference tournaments coming up.
Can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait.
So I want you every day. You're going to be checking, look at, and analyze.
Oh no,
all the
100%. No, I'm doing it on the air. By the way, on the airplane. That if you like saw my to-do list today, that is my to-do list. I'm not watching shows. I'm not watching Netflix. I'm not watching movies. It's going to be immersing myself in the college basketball weekend. So that was my to-do list on the airplane.
Well, let me read you a couple games that are decent.
Talk to me.
Butler and Nova, because
where's it at?
It's in Villanova. And
I mean, obviously, yeah. I think Nova will win that game, Anthony. I think Nova at home, that's a game to win. I'm not sure what they're going to be laying. They'll probably be laying not a huge number, but they will be laying I'm guessing more like a mid-range, probably 5-ish kind of price, 4.5, I think. But I think Nova will win that game.
That's actually that's a big game for them because they still have a slight
shot.
Yeah,
a shot.
Auburn and Kentucky. Wow, that's a heavyweight.
Where's that at?
So Auburn, Kentucky.
I think that's in Kentucky.
Is in Kentucky.
Again, I think Auburn is the best team in college basketball. I really do. Now Kentucky is.
I mean, them and Duke are 1-1. Yeah,
1-1. Yeah, but that's a great game.
Kentucky stress.
Auburn's probably gonna be laying. Yep, Auburn's probably gonna be laying. I'm guessing 4.5, probably something like that. Kentucky at home is it's gonna be a great crowd. I just think Auburn. I hate taking these road teams, but man, I think Auburn. I think Auburn's going to find a way to win, and I just do again. But I always say I bet numbers. So if the line comes in at 7.5, I'll like Kentucky. If it comes in at like 3.5, something like that, I'm going to like Auburn because I think the line should probably be a little bit closer to the 5-ish area for Auburn.
See that's the only thing you and I differ is that numbers thing, because to me the numbers are relevant in that the matchup. The matchup should speak to you over the number.
But let me ask you a question, Anthony, and I'm going to prove my point to you. We're going to be like, all right, Brad, you got me on this one. Let's suppose
you're the pro, so
No, but let's take a baseball team. Let's just do a baseball example. If that's okay. Give me whoever you think's a great pitcher. Tariq Skubal going against bad left-handed hitters. Okay, and you're like, Brad, I love his over in strikeouts, and I'm like, okay, Anthony, that makes sense. But let's suppose the over/under is like 12.5 strikeouts, and he averages. There gets to be a point where the number you have to factor in.
If he's going up against a lefty lineup that strikes out a lot, then I like the matchup. Right. I look at if I look at a team that does something, I don't know, they're a really good defense. They control the glass, right? And they play a better team that they'll have an advantage and slow the game down and take them out of the That's what I mean about matchups. I just think matchups should dictate. I can't like one team based off a number. I got to like it off of the matchup.
I respect that. I do, but for me, I hear what
you're
the
pro.
But let me tell you something. But what I like to do, Anthony, what you talk about matchups, I like to do is I love, again, and Parks has this, the live betting where the Super Bowl, by the way, was a great.
Yeah,
the Super Bowl was an A+ example.
What do you make, 30% of your money on that?
Oh, I call them pre-flop games. The pre-flop games is literally less than 1% of my portfolio. It is the live betting. It is the futures. It is the props. Again, the Super Bowl, when you saw that game, Anthony, when they could not protect Mahomes, those are the opportunities as opposed to, all right, who do you think is going to win before? It also eliminates all bias, right? If you come in with the thing thinking, oh, I like this team, you're biased. You can't even know you're biased, but you are. But if you go in, let's say you're talking about Auburn, Kentucky, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. But you watch the game, you're like, all right, well, maybe Auburn can't stop Kentucky doing this, or Kentucky can't stop Auburn doing that. And then you see what the line is. Say, all right, listen, it is a matchup situation. Let me hop on that train and kill it because this is a good it is a good matchup. I do agree with you on matchups, Anthony, but I love doing it much more when I'm watching the game and I'm actually seeing it as opposed to me speculating on it.
Tennessee and Bama, that's a great game.
Where's that? Is that Bama? Oh, okay. Tennessee. Well, look, Tennessee. Look, I give them credit in that I kind of didn't think they're going to be as good as they've been. They played well. Bama, I thought was going to be a little bit better than they've been, and they've been a little fugazi in terms of when they've stepped up in class. At home, I think Tennessee will win this game. If it's laying 3 or less, actually may bite. Even though I think Bama on a neutral is probably better at home, I think Tennessee will win that game.
All right. Listen.
Regular season, Tennessee. Tournament, anti-Rick Barnes.
I agree. VG, we see it the same way.
Fairfield, Connecticut
night.
Fairfield,
Trash
Connecticut.
man.
You got the Pioneers of Sacred Heart. Giving 1.5.
I'm the best.
You weren't around yesterday, Brad. I gave out in the chat Monmouth -1.5 to Elon. Easy money last night.
Let me tell you something, man. I mean, this guy, death, taxes, VG, winning every trash game. Those are the 3 things, and the Sixers losing. Those 4 things, those will be the new 4 commandments. Because, man, he's actually, I know we're joking, but it seems like if we went back on every single one of these games you've given, it seems like in my own head, you're winning 3 out of 4 of them.
I'm like 65%.
That's great.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's better than great. That's Babe Ruth Hall of Fame. That's like, forget Hall of Fame. That's in the upper room of the Hall of Fame.
I give you Kentucky's going to be the death of me in the tournament in any pools because I like them. I think that they're either going to be really good and dangerous or fizzle out quick.
You know what? They're a good team that maybe take to make a run to go to the Final Four, or a good team to take as an underdog in a money line spot. Look, the Auburn game will be a great litmus test for them because you're not going to face anyone better. Yep. You're going to get an amazing home crowd. I can't wait. That's a tremendous game. Great weekend. You're right, Anthony. Yeah. It's tremendous games this weekend.
It's great. It's great. It ushers us into March. One thing I will say is, look, I know the Sixers played Knicks tough, and the Knicks fizzled out offensively.
I lost that bet.
And didn't get to the team total. Golden State rolling right now. That should be a healthy win.
How many threes did Steph hit?
That
40,
should be
56.
good Saturday night.
Oh, we agree to agree. You're not getting an argument from me, man.
Yeah. All right, safe trip, my brother. Enjoy your father's son time. God bless you.
Appreciate both you guys. Be good. Have a great weekend.
See you,
right, buddy. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. That's right. The Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Brain just gave you all his plays, his NBA plays, college plays, his leans for tomorrow, and kind of how to all play it off, right? Like you start identifying teams you like now, right? You check it out. They have all the futures. Right? You start to look at the Phillies win total. I like the over. You told me it was 91.
It was 90.5, I think.
Something like that.
We'll find out real quick.
With a team with the pitching, I still think you go over.
I would agree.
All right.
And I think the lineup's better. It'll get better than last year.
Teams with pitching, all right? That pitching,
90.
not just the pitching depth is the piece of it. Mm-hmm. They have pitching depth. So check it all out. The Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app has it all, including all your casino games. A lot of fun stuff going on there where you can make your downtime fun time with some live dealer blackjack, roulette, baccarat like VG, all that stuff. All the hot online slots. What were you playing? The Rocky?
Oh, last night I was playing Leprechaun's Luck.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I love it. Leprechaun's Luck.
That's my game.
Is that your game? Yeah, that's right. You are. You're a leprechaun. You're a big leprechaun. That's it. Check out the app. Listen, download it. Use it. New users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down the first 24 hours. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Tell us about some GLAT.
Oh, yes. Our friends over at GLAT. For all you fellow follically challenged individuals like myself, GLAT Hair Restorations will help you out if you're in the process of thinning out or receding. GLAT Hair Restoration by Morgenstern Medical is now it's established by the late Dr. Paul GLAT, and it's now part of the Morgenstern Medical Center. It's under the direction of renowned plastic surgeon Ken Morgenstern. And Doctors GLAT and Morgenstern, they were friends, they were colleagues, they worked on research studies together, they worked in the operating room together. So what makes this GLAT Hair Restoration by Morgenstern Medical better? You get the same peerless approach to care, the same expert team, and the same unmatched GLAT system. Each member of this exceptionally trained team brings over 30 plus years of experience, and all they do is hair restoration. GLAT Hair can help during all stages of hair loss with leading edge treatments for prevention and restoration, including laser light therapy and TED treatments. Each patient receives a complimentary one-on-one consultation to pinpoint your best course of treatment, and they'll have a caring patient advocate work with you from your first phone call to your last follow-up because they know it's a challenging and stressful time. Glad Hair, it's not just about restoration, it's about innovation. Their breakthrough treatments really do dramatically change lives. Change your hair, change your life. Bald is now optional, so if you want to improve how you look and how you feel about yourself, Glad Hair has the right treatment for you. Regain that confidence. Visit gladhairmctr.com or call 610-980-4000 to get started.
All right, Glad. Danny!
He's got a good head of hair.
Danny D! Time now for our weekly view of high school sports, youth sports, and our man, the AD, Danny D, the AD. You get a fresh cut?
Yeah, man.
Got the fresh cut?
Got a fresh
He had the big, he had the tournament coming on.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Oh, dude.
You know.
I saw him at the
Looks like a
Catalytic
Pinky Blind
final.
now.
He had a blazer on with little patches on the sleeve, looking good.
I love it. Looking academic.
Yeah, he was.
I love it, buddy boy. That's fantastic. All right, big week.
Big week.
All right, big game tonight.
Big game tonight. So a little recap. The finals were great. It was sold out capacity. I mean, the people were sitting in the aisles from the deep corners. You could see
Sit on people's laps.
people were standing on the walls around the plush at the top.
Oh, my God.
It was electric in there. The environment was great. Both games were great. Carol and Newman for the girls' side. It was back and forth. Newman was up big early. There goes a picture you can kind of see.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's people standing all around.
I got chills looking at that. What a great picture.
Yeah, it was awesome. Bill Avington from St. Joe's Prep sent me that picture, so shout out to Bill. He was in the deep corner. It was awesome.
That's a great shot.
Yeah. So just absolutely packed. So the girls' game was Carroll versus Newman. Newman jumped on him early. Carroll came back in the fourth quarter, took the lead. Newman kind of closed them out in the fourth. So they got
Newman girls are good.
Very good. Well-coached team. A lot of really good players, really talented, led by a point guard. She's going to Fordham. Corinne, they call her Clutch. So she's really good. And then in the boys' game, it was Judge versus Roman. Roman going for the three-peat. It's not the year to three-peat. Eagles stopped that. And Judge took care of it.
Judge takes care
Just
of
put
it.
the gavel down.
I mean, in a big way.
Yeah.
man.
If you would have asked me before the game, Judge likes to they like to play fast and score a lot. So if you would have told me the game would have been low scoring, I would have said Roman's going to win.
Right.
And Judge did a hell of a job. Chris Roantree's the head coach there. He did a great job adjusting. They have a point guard, this kid, Kavar Kennedy. He is an absolute beast. He's going to Merrimack.
Oh, is he?
Got to steal because I think he's higher. I mean, he's almost averaged triple-double this year. He's just a pit bull, man. He just comes at you. He doesn't stop. He's so good. He's a leader. Finds the shooters. So he's really good. So it was
How tall?
Probably about 6'1".
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a low-scoring game, back and forth. Roman jumped up 10-0 to start the game.
People in place going wild.
It was LVG.
Bedlam.
I thought it was going to be a blowout.
Yeah, they jumped him early. Judge stayed the path, grinded it out.
There's nothing worse, right, than looking up and you're down like 10-0, 12-2.
Yeah.
Right, 14-4. Like I don't care what level it is. You look up and you see this, you're like, all right, listen, a lot of game left. All right, calm down. You're in it.
Yeah.
Okay, we just got to calm down and execute.
Yeah.
All right, good shots. Play your defense. That's how you're going to win the game. All right, is if you play defense and you rebound.
And that's what they did. I mean, the defensive effort. I mean, it was low scoring, but it wasn't like a ton of missed shots, like open shots. Like both teams were just battling on defense. Like I think they were so tired from defense, the offense struggled. Right?
I hear you.
They locked in.
We played a team last night, and the kid, what a player, nice player, man. Will from the Christ the King. The kid just lightning fast, made every shot. They ran him off every screen. I had Massimo on him.
Yeah.
And he just was tired out. He's like, Daddy, I can't stay with him. I'm trying, but all the picks and fighting
over screens is tough, man.
And then it takes a lot on the other end.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Yeah, so it was a low-scoring game, but they really competed.
Just got that big. He's good.
Yeah, he's going to Loyola.
Loyola, yeah.
Yeah. Ernest Barnes, really talented. He came a long way because 2 years ago, he was just like, he really couldn't get on the court much for them last year. And he's 6'8", 6'9". So, like, he came a long way, thinned out, really developed his game. And he was a menace at blocking shots. Like, he might have 7, 8 block shots. I think that was really what changed it. Like, Roman stopped going into the paint because this kid was just blocking everything. So they were a little hesitant, taking a little, they were settled a little bit more. But, I mean, it was an amazing environment. The game was Sunday afternoon. A lot of big, we didn't have Jason Tatum there this time, but we, all the college coaches locally were in the building. St. Joe's was there. Justin Scott from St. Joe's. A bunch of St. Joe's players were there. Dumph, the legend that he is, sitting up in the corner,
presiding over the kingdom.
Yep.
King Dumph. We love Dumph.
Legend Dumph.
Yeah.
And then, you had Don DeJoy, a long time St.
Oh,
Joe's.
yeah, Dom. Yeah.
And then,
SID. AD.
Yeah, he was a legend at St. Joe's. And then the new AD was there. So a lot of people were out. Mark Jackson was there, obviously rooting on his boys.
Connor Barwin was in the house.
Connor Barwin was in the house. So he lives in Fishtown. So he's a Fishtown guy. He lives up the block from me. So he's a great,
that's awesome.
He experienced it. He was like, wow. Like, he was asking me, he texted me afterwards, like, any other big games this week? Like, him and his son. So I think he's going to go tonight.
Oh, nice.
So moving on, now we're in the city championship, the district. And I oversee the district as well. This is the first time in, I think, like 20 or 30 years that since we've gone to this model, that the girls were in the same classification from champs from each league, and the boys are the same classification for champs from each league.
Wow.
So usually it's like a 4A and a 6A.
Yeah.
The girls are both 4A schools, and the boys are both 6A schools.
Damn.
So tonight at LaSalle University, 5:30, 7:30, we're going to have a true city champion tonight. So it's going to be really cool.
That's going to be Judge Imhotep.
So Judge Imhotep on the boys' side, and the girls' side is Alden Reed versus Newman Negretti. So
nice.
There's a girl on Alden Reed. She's a senior, Shayla Smith, and she's going to Penn State. She's phenomenal.
Really?
She scored over. She just broke the record for most points scored by a woman in Philadelphia high school history. She has over 2,500 points.
Wow. Look at her.
There's
We
a
got
clip
some
of her.
video.
They got a clip of her. Look at her.
Damn, splash.
Splash. No space.
Oh, my God.
She's a
Look how
bucket.
quick her release is.
Look at her. Breaking people down. She's incredible.
Damn. Man,
she's a
good.
Penn State commit. Kind of putting Alden Reed on the map. I mean, it's a charter school, and I'm sure they've been around for a little bit, but I mean, I don't know if they've competed at this level.
No,
And,
my God.
She's unbelievable.
There's an N1.
Yeah, look.
Look at her. Stop, pop. Well, ooh.
Yeah, she can go.
She could ball, man.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And so, like, a lot of local guys get all this footage, and this guy who got some of the videos from is this guy, Sean Rogers, Rare Footage. He had like over 18 million views last month on he just follows high school basketball. I don't know how he's there. He gets to every game. I don't know how he does it. He's unbelievable. He gets everywhere, and he just gets footage. It's great for the kids. It's great for exposure.
Oh, that's what we're going to do with Yo Kids.
Yeah,
That's
so,
what we're doing. Yeah.
So Rare Footage is great. So they're playing against Newman tonight. I think Andrew has a clip of her. Karan,
Point guard?
Yeah, point guard. She's going to Fordham. They call her Clutch. She's really good.
Clutch. I love it.
Yeah, it's her nickname here.
Where's she
There
from?
goes.
She's South Philly girl?
I'm assuming South Philly. I'm not positive, but she gets
Look
to
at
wherever
Clutch.
she
Look at
wants.
Clutch.
She gets wherever she wants.
Clutch for the breakdown.
Yeah, she's shifty. She's super shifty.
Look at her handle. She's got a great handle.
Stop and pop. Boom.
Yeah.
She gets her teammates
She's
involved.
like a baby AI.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, another, A10, Fordham, great school.
Yeah.
So she's really good. And then the boys' side, obviously,
Imhotep. How this is going to be great match. This is gonna be, great matchup.
Andre Noble coaches Imhotep. He's one of the best coaches around.
Yeah.
He's
a great coach.
Great coach. He gets the he challenges kids. He doesn't, kids really, they put their egos aside. He does, today in today's world, I think it's really important to be able to challenge kids and manage their talent. And he does a phenomenal job.
Listen, that's one of the issues with the NBA, right? Like we talk about that the coaches and even a lot of the coaches that didn't want to coach at college. I was talking to my cousin about this yesterday about, coaches go, I don't want to deal with that headache. Like if I have no power, and how do I win?
Yeah. So he does a great job at the high school level. They actually have a bright star with the Sixers. Justin Edwards is an Imhotep grad.
Yes.
So he's doing really well there. And so they have a point guard, RJ Smith. I think we got a video of him as well. And a little AI, man. He's 5'8", 5'9". and he's getting recruited Division I. He's so shifty.
He's only a junior, right? He's
a
back-to-back MVP.
Back to back. Yeah, he just gets where he wants.
Look
on
how
the
fast
court,
he
man.
is.
He's so
My
fast.
God.
And he's relentless. He just pushes the tempo.
Man, when you got a point guard like that, it could break down.
Yeah.
You can't press them.
No, and he gets them and like
because he'll beat the press, single-hand press beater, man.
makes
That's
his team better, and he competes on defense. You know, he's
too,
an
man.
active
Look at
lane.
that.
Oh yeah, he can do it all. Yeah, I used to play with his dad, Ryan Smith, in some leagues. So his dad,
Oh, yeah?
he's got some good genes. His dad can really go. And then lastly, we got a video of Kavar Kennedy, who's at Judge, and he's the one we were talking about in the playoff. So
Dude,
this
he's
thing,
a really nice player.
he can do it all. I mean,
Yeah.
he rebounds, he gets to the rim. This is when he lit it. This is when he lit up St. Joe's Prep. He was just all over us. He had a triple-double that night.
he had triple-double. Wow.
Yeah, the kid's good.
Where's he going?
Merrimack. So I think he's under-recruited. I think
I was surprised he was going. When I looked it up, that he was going to Merrimack.
And that was like his only offer. I think he's more of a little bit of a late bloomer. And
I mean, you just watch him play, you know he's better than Merrimack.
Yeah. I mean, great job by their staff to get him. But I think, I mean, he'll be like an instant player for them. I think he'll get on the court right away.
He's not going to finish at Merrimack.
Yeah, I doubt it. Not in today's.
No.
Wait, in the portal today?
Yeah, he'll be out there after a year.
Not at all.
Yeah.
That's not happening. There's no way.
No way.
So what happens?
So the winner. So everyone that's playing tonight is in states. The winner is the 1 seed from District 12. The loser will be the 2 seed from District 12. And then states start up next Friday and Saturday.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's
man.
the state playoff run. We have a ton of teams from the Catholic League. I think we have in the boys and girls maybe 16 teams going to states through the different classifications.
Wow.
So
Well, who you guys got?
So we're out. So this is the problem with 6A. 6A is where everyone's at. So we went 13-1, and because of the playoffs games are worth more, we got bumped. So Judge and Roman are both 6A. The Catholic schools only get 2 bids.
Oh,
So
man.
we were ranked 1, 2, and 3 in the entire state. The prep was ranked at one point first, but we were 1, 2, 3 in the state. So we're a 3rd ranked team in the state. We don't
Oh,
get to go.
man.
That sucks.
Yeah, that
That's
does.
shitty.
Now you got to
man.
win the big games. Though.
Yeah, I respect that though.
Yeah.
Like I do. You got to respect.
It's based off enrollment in schools. So like a lot of these other districts have a lot more in 6A. So we get a total of 3 teams. That's it.
Yeah.
But they're the 3 best teams in the state, 4 best teams in the
Yeah.
state. Like MOTEP was ranked 4th.
Yeah.
Prep was
Yeah.
ranked 2nd at one point because
Yeah.
we beat Roman early in the season.
Yeah.
So like, but that you got to win the playoff games. You got to win.
Well, listen, it works for you in football.
Works for football. Football, we only get 1. I mean, like last year, again, LaSalle was probably the 2nd best team in the state. They
Yeah.
didn't get to go to the tournament.
Yeah, it's not.
That's
They-
weird.
they
That's
were-
not great.
They were the closest game. We didn't have a game within, I was here. We didn't have a game within 30 points in
Right.
the state tournament. LaSalle was 1-2 scores, so they were really, really good.
So combine's going on now, and how many prep you got? So we got Kyle.
We got Kyle this year.
All right.
We had a bunch of kids go back. Next year, we'll have a really good amount. I think if Josiah has a good year at Missouri, he'll probably come out. We got a receiver at Duke, Hagens. He's like the number 1 receiver. He'll probably be in the mix. So we have a lot of kids that are like in that range where they're too young or they're taking another year.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But Kyle, he's rising up the boards. Hopefully he's
Kyle can spin it. I was arguing with Fran, our friend Duffy, about him.
Yeah.
Because Kyle's got a great arm, man.
Got good size. He's like 6'3".
Yeah, and he spins it.
Can really spin it.
He can. And again, I look at Syracuse, right? And look at how many of Kyle's receivers are in Indianapolis.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
No, he's a hell of a player. I think he'll do incredibly well. I think if someone's I think he goes 2nd, 3rd, maybe 4th round, but he's a great kid. Like you can build around him as a
Kellen Moore
leader.
likes him. So I know he interviewed him once, and you're interviewing him again today.
Yeah.
So that would be great to go with Kellen.
Yeah, it'd be great. And again, he's a leader. He's a great kid, and so we'll see. We're rooting for him.
So the best is I love the kids that go through his program, right? Because Kyle mentored Charlie Falk, who's the quarterback now, right? A sophomore.
Yeah.
And Charlie wants to mentor Massimo.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
But they just want to reach out to other kids, and they're a pay it forward bunch.
Yeah,
which I love about
remember
it.
the state championship? I told you Josiah drove up from
Yes.
West Virginia
Yeah.
for the night,
Yeah.
drove right back because he's like, that's what we do, right? So that's the type of brotherhood that that program and culture is established, and it's really, I think it's important for their success moving forward, right? When you have that attitude and you go about your work that way, you're gonna be super successful.
All right. So anybody needs anything on tonight's
Tonight
game?
we're gonna stream it. It'll
Right.
be on SFBN. It's sold out. We're selling out games like crazy. So
That's
it's at LaSalle
awesome.
University.
They
So
sold that out?
yeah, so that's sold out as
It's a
well.
big deal.
So
It's awesome.
we're selling out events left and right. It's a great time. Again, it's historic. It's a historic venue. And then, Monday starts spring sports. So we got new
With baseball.
Baseball,
Next week we covered baseball.
baseball, lacrosse. We got field hockey for girls. We have
When is this mountain biking season?
mountain biking season.
All right, it's coming
Rugby,
up.
crew.
That's awesome. Hey, real quick, don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Joey, go get those pizzas.
What you got?
All right. So you're gonna try pizzas with us.
All right, let's do it.
So there's a new place that opened up on 20th in Oregon.
All right.
All right, 1901 West Oregon Avenue. I know that neighborhood really well. There's a couple great spots. There's whatever. So hand him out. It's called Da Vincinados. The Da Vincinados pizza, right? So my man Danny over there at Da Vincinados, he has this pizza. It's a new pizza, and this pizza looks outrageous. It's like the Brooklyn style pizza that people talk about and rave about. Like, look at this. That's all right. That's all right. Look at this. Look at this pizza. Show the pizza. Yeah. Wow, it smells outrageous.
There we go.
That smells outrageous. Give me a pep. All right?
Yeah.
And then we'll all taste it. Joey, take a taste. Andrew's going to take a taste. Right? This looks really good. Like, wow. The crust looks incredible. Look at this. That looks outrageous.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, good. It's an attractive crust.
That's a good-looking piece of pie right
That's
there.
beauty.
Yeah.
Wow. That's outrageous.
Very good. Very, very good.
That's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
That's an elite pie.
That's some solid cheese.
Yeah.
Wow. That is an
crust
elite
is
pie.
great.
That's really good. On 20th and Oregon.
It just opened up?
Yep. New joint. New pizza joint. 1901 Oregon Avenue.
Oh, that's good sauce. They got a good sauce on this.
Yeah, that's a great pie. That's an elite pie.
A little bit like Sicilian, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but it's light.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the heaviness of
Pretty
it.
airy. Yep.
I mean, that's a great pie.
Crust is
You gotta
solid.
check them out.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's a great pie. Man. Da Vincinatos. DIVICINATOS. 1901 West Oregon Avenue. There you go.
Appreciate the boys.
What do you think, Joey? It's a hell of a pie, right? Nice pie.
Yeah, you gotta get
The crust is outrageous.
Yeah, crust is great.
Hey, by the way, Tony the ref, you can't get tickets for tonight. He did the 6A. So Tony was the referee for the 6A Girls Championship last night.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Tony's a big ref in town.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
it's
sure
good
we
stuff.
crossed paths.
Yeah, without a doubt, you had to.
Yeah.
All right, we got Baldy coming up.
Let's go, man.
All right.
Best in the business,
You
Baldy.
stay with us. You can hang and do whatever you want. You know, you're La Familia. Finish your pizza.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about. That's right, Parks Casino. Our friends at Parks Casino. All right, you ready? I got a new script for you.
Oh, man.
Come on, boys.
We'll see if we know it.
Parks Casino, my casino of choice. They got it all: action, excitement, headline entertainment. Check out concerts, comedy, MMA, and boxing. State-of-the-art Excite Center, plus thousands of hot slots. State-of-the-art sportsbook, beautiful poker room, a collection of award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino. This is how you win. Pennsylvania's #1 casino. Tickets on sale now for these headliners. July 26th. The hilarious Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers.
Oh, Impractical Jokers.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Great show.
I'm a fan of Impractical
You have to
Jokers.
pull a prank on
Yeah,
you.
oh, Gatto.
Yeah.
All right.
Have the pizza
July
explode.
3rd,
Careful,
Grammy-winning songwriter, singer Gary Clark Jr.
Oh, Gary Clark Jr. is great. I don't know his songs well enough to sing them, but
All right.
musically,
Stepping it up at Parks.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Parks is it. Comedian Ryan Waite, March 20th. The Isley Brothers.
Big stupid. Oh, Isley Brothers?
April 11th.
All right.
There you go.
This old heart of mine's been broken 1,000 times.
There you go.
The comedy duo of Chad Daniels and Kelsey Cook from Pretend Problems podcast.
Huh.
How about this? April 18th, psychic medium Matt Frazier.
Oh, you can't go wrong with a psychic medium.
You right?
It might be one of my
Get him
relatives.
on the show. Matt Frazier.
Yes, we do need him
I wonder
on
if
the
he's
show.
related to me.
Tell Baldini.
He's like, ah.
Yeah.
The band live from Reading on April 24th.
Oh, now I feel it coming back again.
Comedian Gary Owen on April 26th. Larry the Cable Guy, May 16th.
Get her done.
And comedian Mark Norman, July 12th. Don't forget dinner and the show. Drinks, the whole thing. Liberty Bell, Gastropub and Beer Garden, Parks Grill Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, Chickies and Pete's, ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, also, let's tell you about Rothman. I tell you all the time, man. You know, we talk about the great doctors of Rothman that keep us in motion. You know, I was thrown the other day, and my God, my shoulder, I think I'm going to have to go see Rothman. I'm working him out, and then my
You
shoulder.
gotta warm it up first, brother. You gotta warm it up.
Dude, I had a cannon. The kid takes after me with a cannon, but
You gotta warm it up, man. You get older, you gotta warm it up.
God, right now I can't even cock it to let it fly.
Sounds like
Man.
you gotta stop at Rothman, man.
Yeah, I know.
Better get down there.
That's it. So if your joints are aching, your hands are cramping, your back is out of whack, Rothman's got you at Rothman Orthopedics. Practicing specialized care has been their passion for over 50 years. Their mission, high quality, compassionate, affordable care rooted in research. Research leading to new treatments and better outcomes. That's right. Each Rothman doctor laser focused on their specialty. Hip, knee, spine, elbow, you name it, shoulder. They got it all right here in our backyard. So you can cross over that defense, throw BP, throw football, whatever you got to do. And root for our teams like no other fans in the country. They're Rothman Orthopedics, and they specialize in you. Specialized in orthopedics and you. That's right. RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to learn more and to make an appointment today. All right. This portion of the program brought to you by Rite Aid. Go to riteaid.com to find the nearest store and pharmacy. All right. Now joining us from Indianapolis, not just Baldy, Professor Baldy.
Oh, nice.
He's getting his doctorate, I think.
Baldy, Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Ay, Baldy, Baldy. Oh, he likes pizza and football. Oh, Baldy.
Professor Baldy!
Oh, he's got the jacket on, yeah!
Oh, my God! Are you kidding me? Wait, your voice, you got to unmute.
How's that, cuz?
There you go, buddy. There you go, Professor. Look at you.
Yeah, well, I mean, class was in session today. Good turnout. Good panel. Talking future scouts and general managers and, talent, well, you name it, it's all there. 250 people today, man. It's good little class in session, good questions. Nice panel. It was fun, man. We had a good time.
So tell me about who are the people that got invited to this thing?
There's a company out there called Sports Management Worldwide. They're out of California. Guy has been running this company for a long time. They've invited me to kind of help out with their future scouts. People are trying to get in the scouting industry, but really all phases, whether it's coaching, scouting, television, media, whatever. So we had a good panel. In fact, right now, Shefty is speaking right now at the panel. So I spoke for an hour, took a bunch of questions and answers, just giving them some basics in scouting, how to get started, how to reach out. Like, people just don't know how to get started. some of these kids. They're in college. And so you just give them some ideas, give them some things that I would do if I was in their shoes and trying to get into it. I've talked to a lot of people in my business that, they wanted to be like, for example, Kevin Stefanski. Like he started off,
St. Joe
with scouting. Yeah, St. Joe's prep. But Kevin started off like his dad. He wanted to go into personnel. He was in Minnesota. He ended up going into coaching, and so he was teetering where he wanted when he came out of school, which direction he wanted to go. I mean, Kevin's a prime example of, well, I'm not sure. Do I want to go into the, the front office side to it? Do I want to go to the coaching side? Obviously, it's worked out for Kev, good friend of ours, good friend of the show. So, so you kind of give them these stories, where they can start taking some notes, give them some ideas, studying movement of a position. I was talking about Lane Johnson during this seminar. And I remember when Lane came out of Oklahoma, he studied Joe Thomas. And Joe Thomas obviously was, Hall of Fame left tackle, but he studied his kick, like coming out of his stance. And he copied it. And then Jordan Mailata copied it. And Jason Peters, you start studying certain elements of a position. And so I look for that, if you want to be a vertical center, like study Lane Johnson and talk to Lane about it. He'll tell you.
I love that. Look at Baldy. You dress up well as a professor,
He
man.
looks great.
Yeah.
He does, man.
Mr. Fashion
His
Show.
hair.
Let VG let VG do it.
He's got new hair. His hair's all together. Did you get a new cut for this one?
No, I didn't actually. I kind of threw it back to the shower this morning. I don't know what it did, but threw some little product in there. That's what it came out.
It looks
But
good.
it's funny. Like I wore this jacket. So this one guy, he's there in this thing, and his thing is he's got his own clothing company. So he saw this jacket I was in, and he asked me if he could make me a suit that I might wear on one of these things. I'm like, heck yeah, make me a suit, man. Let's see what you got.
Dude, look at
So,
him. He's almost got a pregnant glow to him. Like he's loving his where he is right now with the football guys talking in front of a crowd of 200 people. You get nervous giving talks like that?
No, I don't get nervous.
Nervous?
No.
So
You know what it is, honestly?
No, stop
I didn't really know what they wanted from me. So, but I have background in all this stuff, So, I spent 7 hours yesterday watching defensive linemen work out, and so I know the combine, I know this drill. I know, you walk through the JW Marriott, every coach or general manager is there. So you feel like you got enough experience that you could share with anybody on any platform and really speak from the heart. Like I never come with notes, or I might have a bullet point outline if they want me to give a speech, what I'm going to do, where I'm going to follow. But really the questions and answers kind of direct you what direction you want to go. So I'm happy to share it with these people. I was there trying. I tell everybody, I remember when I first started, when I got done playing football, I went to this Craig James broadcast school in Dallas. Craig James was at ESPN. He was Kirk Herbstreit before Kirk Herbstreit. And he opened up this broadcast school. It was run by the Magnet Institute out of the University of Missouri, which got a great journalism school. And Mike Golick was in that school. Merrill Hodge was in that school. We all started together, And so, but as soon as I finished school, I knew what I wanted to do. I just had to get experience doing it. So you tell these kids I got my taste of it. But I told them, everybody you meet, write their name down, where you met them, what was it like? Because every day that you get into the scouting world, somebody else is dropping out. Jim Nagy just left the Senior Bowl to go be the GM at Oklahoma. So they need somebody to run the Senior Bowl now. Now maybe it's Phil Savage. I don't know what he's going to do, but every day
your
that
point, there's a
somebody
trickle
drops out,
down.
it's a trickle down. And then I met all these people from the international program, which found Jordan Mailata. So I've always been involved a little bit with the international program, doing games over in Europe and scouting some of that stuff and teaching in clinics over there. And so to me, while the landscape of sports, television, legacy, it's all changing, but football is not getting smaller. It's not shrinking. It's only growing. So the opportunities are only growing. So how do you create that opportunity?
Because the international program is where I want to be.
But it should be.
That's where I want to be.
Like in fact, this year for the first time, strangely enough, they haven't done it. They're taking their whole scouting crew down to Australia this year. They're looking for the Polynesians. They're looking for, they're looking for the next Jordan.
How long have we been talking about that?
Well, I mean, 15 years, cuz, at least.
I know. All right. You watch D-line. So obviously that's going to be the need for the Eagles, right? Like they're going to lose Milton Williams. They're going to lose Josh Sweat.
Yep.
What did you see? Now, I would throw a name before you throw all your guys out you like.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to throw the kid I like is a kid from Tennessee, Pierce.
James Pierce.
Who is what I like about him. I know he's light. He's a great athlete. I know he's got a lot of technique to learn, but my man is only 21 and he is a freak athlete. He's not 22, Baldy, until October.
So here's the thing with James. I mean, he ran a 4.47 at 242. And at 6'3" and change. Like he's 6'3" and 2, whatever. 6'3", 2, I think, off the top of my head. I watched him closer yesterday. Had his orange shoes on. He couldn't help but miss him. He's impressive. Now, he needs to finish better. I mean, he's not a finished product by any chance.
Yeah.
But you mentioned 22. I think he needs more power. He bends well enough, not elite bend, but he bends well enough. If you look at Nolan Smith and what he's doing and what he has done, why can't James Pierce do the same thing? Why can't he be on the same trajectory?
Exactly.
You know,
that's exactly what I thought. I thought that Nolan was a perfect comp for him. Yes.
It's a good comp. I mean, Nolan came in undersized, but elite speed. He ran in the 4.3s, but elite speed. He's a bigger version of Nolan. But I watched him run the hoop yesterday. I watched some of the agility drills. He's very fluid. And you know what you get, like we all witnessed in the Super Bowl, if you get your star quarterback on the move, whether he's being chased because he's getting flushed from the pocket, these guys that are running 4.4s now, Nolan, Pierce, like they get to chase, like Micah Parsons chases, that's when they make their money. And so I'm with you. Like he is, and in fact, the company I'm kind of representing here in scouting, I'm like, he's a top flight. Like I don't know the background to the kid. I don't know if there's baggage. I hear a few things. I'm not sure if it's checked out, but the talent is there.
All right. Who else popped to you?
Well, this Landon Jackson at Arkansas, the kid with the shaved head.
Yeah.
I think he was number 52. Like he won the combine yesterday.
Yeah.
He's 260, big personality, vertical jump 40 inches, ran really well. He popped. Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M, defensive lineman, 290 pounds. I mean, he jumped 40 inches. He ran well. But I really like Derek Harmon at Oregon. He's 6'4" and change, cuz he's almost 6'5". Like he's bigger Fletcher Cox.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if he's got the country strength that Fletcher had come out of Mississippi State, but he's 325. He's six, almost like I think of Akeem Hicks and some Chris Jones. I think of these big defensive tackles. He ran in the 4.9s. Like his agility is good. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. He popped. This Darius Alexander at Toledo.
Yeah.
I texted my boy Andy Weidel. I'm like, you love Darius? Because he ran a 4.92 yesterday at 295. He dominated, at the MAC level. He dominated, I thought, at the Senior Bowl. Like he popped. Like I think Darius Alexander tests very, very well. He's got a lot of twitch to his game. I think he could be another Milton Williams.
Guys love him. Funny that every time I ask a scout or a GM or personnel guy because I'm asking about D-line all the time, he's the first guy they mention.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you see Milton Williams really come on and develop. Like I think this kid, I don't think he's a first round pick. I mean, maybe it's so deep, honestly, because we haven't gotten to Mike Green or any of the Georgia kids. I mean, they're elite. They didn't test yesterday, but Mykel Williams is coming off a high ankle sprain. But you go back and watch that kid as a freshman winning the national championship with Jalen and a whole group like Nolan, like this Mykel Williams. He flashed as an 18-year-old freshman at Georgia.
Yeah.
So I mean, those two kids are first round picks. But like, Darius Alexander, can you get him in the second round? Probably, for sure. But like, Mike Green out of Marshall, like this, I remember at the Senior Bowl doing all these, being right there in the middle of these defensive lineman drills and one-on-ones. And there was Mike Tomlin in the middle of every drill. And I just said, like, is this as good a group as you remember, Mike? And he was like, it's unbelievable. I'm talking about NFL-ready bodies now. You want him at 360, like the kid Kenneth Grant out of Michigan, like he's 350. You want him, like, whatever you want. Like, they shape, size, off the edge, inside, 3 technique, 0. Like, they're all here. They're all here. And you're going to see, I don't know how many defensive linemen you're going to see in the first round, because last year was an offensive line draft, first 15 picks, all offensive players. This is going to be a defensive draft.
Yeah. What is some scuttlebutt? Like, you're a man who picks up a lot of scuttlebutt. People want to hang with you. They want to take you to that St. Elmo's for a big steak.
Obviously Stafford is front and center right now.
Yeah.
And so, there's reporter wars going on with, Ian Rappaport and different guys over
Jordan
the reports
Schultz.
of.
You know this kid, Jordan Schultz?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know his father started Starbucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the
so
way,
you saw the battle.
I'm Team Schultz.
It's hard to believe that Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford could be in Montana at the same time on the same ski lift and not like there's something going on.
Exactly.
And oh, by the way, the Raiders need a quarterback. And oh, by the way, the GOAT is probably front and center trying to recruit quarterbacks.
Yes.
And so, like, I kind of think like there might have been something a little bit more than
my
just a chance meeting.
My beef with Rappaport is you can't rat. Like, he's squealing to NFL security. Like, that's weak. Like,
just keep it in house.
Yeah,
just
like,
nobody needs to know.
You don't need to do that. Like, you can't squeal. Like, I don't like squealers. All right. Like a rat. That's a rat.
Only squealers like squealers.
If the dude, go punch him in his face.
I thought it was
like, if
way
that's
over
the
the top.
problem, go do what you got to do.
But
You're gonna rat.
The bigger point here is, like, this is just not a deep or talented quarterback draft.
No,
we can talk Shador, Cam, Daxton Dart. You can talk all the guys. It's just not. It's Milrow. You can talk about all the prospects. It's just not an elite class. And so free agency happens before the draft. So these teams that need quarterbacks, Jets, Giants, Raiders, just go through the list, right? I mean, can you what are these free agents? Aaron Rodgers, what's the deal here with Stafford, Cousins? Like, these guys are going to be on the move. You're better off filling, I think, with a stopgap older quarterback right now. If you can afford them, if you can figure out the whole compensation, you're better off going that route right now than trying to push these guys to the top of the draft where I don't think they belong. If Bo Nix was in this draft, he'd be the first pick of this draft. That's how I think. If Michael Penix Jr. was in this draft, he'd be the first pick of this draft.
Easy.
Hey, forget about Jaden Daniels.
What do the Rams do? If they let Stafford go, it's funny. We just saw them in the playoffs, right? I mean, they're not far away. I mean, I get it. Cup is
well, I just put, because when this all broke, maybe last week, like, I did Stafford's final drive against the Eagles in the snow. I mean, the throw to Nakua over Darius Slay for 37 yards had every single Eagle fan with their hearts in their hands.
Yeah.
Like, is this how it's going to end?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, until Carter, got to Stafford right there, like, this thing was not going to end well.
No.
Like, he brought him down the field. One throw, it's 3rd and 10. Here comes 11, to Nakua. I mean, he took him right down the field. He had him on the brink. So, I mean, he can still play at a very, very high level. He sees the field. I think the Giants, I don't think makes a ton of sense. I don't even think the Raiders make a ton of sense. But those two teams have money and they have a need. And so, there's 9 quarterbacks out there, Cubs making north of 50. Stafford's making half of that. He's like, if I'm going to play these next 2 years, I'm going to go get myself $100 million. I don't blame him because he could do it.
Yeah. No,
So what do the Rams do? I don't know. I mean, is Aaron Rodgers, if you put Aaron Rodgers in that offense right now, would it hum the same way? It very, very well might.
That's fascinating, actually. Wow. What do you make of any of the rule changes? Any of the proposed, like what the owners' meetings will get it, but all these proposed changes now.
Well, let's go bring them up one by one.
All right. So we talked about the tush push. I mean, I can't see them doing anything with that, right?
Well, I mean, there seems to be momentum. I mean, Buffalo seems like they're on board. There seems to be a lot.
Yeah,
but
I'm surprised. I mean,
yeah,
why would
they had success with the play until the final play against the Ravens? They had success doing it.
Yeah. What about the kickoffs? Like, what do you do with they're talking about the onside kick and addressing onside kick, and I guess that's that 4th and 15 thing, or that 15-yard, one play to get 15.
Well, look, I mean, they're talking about starting, after a kickoff at the 35 instead of 30. I know. It's a joke. Like I used to say as a player, you get to midfield, you're in scoring range. You're a first down away from scoring range. And these kickers that are kicking 60-yarders, you're 2 first downs away from 3 points. Like it's way too easy for me. Way too easy. I know they want offense, they want scoring, but my God, come on. Like make them earn it. I mean, I remember Dick Vermeil doing analytic studies before anybody did analytic studies on starting field position and the percentage of times you score starting inside the 20, at the 20, at the 30, and how precipitously it goes up. Like, I hope they don't start at the 35. Like, I always think, like, right now, if the ball doesn't land in the landing zone, like, you're starting at the 40. I remember talking to defense coordinators this year. They were scared to death. Like, if that damn kicker doesn't put it in the landing zone and we got to start our defense at the 40, like, that's scoring field position.
Is it punitive because it's so easy?
Yes.
To kick touchbacks, right? So I think that's why they're trying to make you not kick it out of the end zone.
Well, but I sort of take a little bit of liberty with that, because I remember talking to Darren Rizzi, who was special teams coach at New Orleans and the interim head coach there. Good, really good special teams coach. And, he believed in putting the ball in play. And he wanted to go cover kicks with the idea that, hey, you might get one busted on you. And then, the head coach is going to be up your ass about it. But I believe that kickoff coverage is an extension of your defense. By and large, most of the guys covering kicks are linebackers and defensive backs and safeties, largely. So it's a defensive play. Go beat the block, make the tackle. Celebrate tackling the guy at the 22-yard line and saving 8 yards of field position. So I believe like there's still some coach, Dave Tobe in Kansas City, is a believer in that. Like, directionally kick it, go cover the kick, put it at the 2, and go cover the kick and see if you can keep him inside the 30. If you didn't see enough of that last year, some teams just said, hell with it. We'll put it at the 30, we'll go play defense.
The issue of the flag and reviewing the flags video. You like it?
Well, I mean, how many times do we want these games to stop?
I know.
Where we're like constantly looking at in slow motion replays. Like how many? Like I understand they can do a lot of it in New York and speed the process up, but there's already too many stops in the game outside of the 20 mandatory timeouts for commercials. Like to me, it really interrupts the flow of the game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, at some point, bad call's a bad call. It's just part of the landscape, right? Like, I don't know. You liked it.
Yeah, I wanted to pick it up. If it's a bogus call, pick it up. Let's review it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. But then you get into like, well, what are we going to review? Like a couple of years ago, they
interference.
No, but I mean, a couple of years ago, they said we're going to review every pass interference call, offense, defense.
And that was a disaster.
I mean, my God. I mean, but like, just think about the times of games when you want flow, that 2-minute drill at the half, at the end of the game. Like part of that series is the tempo of the game. or if you just want to change pace and go up tempo. Chip Kelly's coming back in the league. You're going to see tempo with the Raiders. Part of that success is you catch these teams without substitutions. Calls can't get in on time. Like you can stay ahead of the curve offensively. That's part of the game. But if it's slowed down because is the guy inbounds, out of bounds? I don't know. There's too much of it to me.
Like, what about one play that comes to mind is Mahomes sliding and two defenders collide and he gets the flag for 15 yards and no one really made contact with him. To me, that's a play that should be reviewable. You should be able to pick that flag up.
All right, but even on that play against Houston, you can make the claim that somebody touched his head. You can. You can slow down and one of those defenders touched his helmet. At some point, I agree with the call. Like, it was a bad call. But Mahomes knows how to draw that call. That's why he doesn't go out of bounds and he stays in. He's trying to draw that call. And so a lot of guys are trying to draw it. So then it's a question of, is it the right call? Just because you slide, you get quarterback protection, or you get all this protection that, is questionable at times.
All right. So which one's tap for you?
I'm going to see, I got a couple meetings here. I got to do something for the Jets and the Giants over at the media center right now. They've got, they're looking at their draft picks and potential and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to get there early. I'm going to get in a good seat. I got a great seat yesterday. 40-yard dash was coming right to me. I'm going to see if I can get a field pass. I want to see this Ty Warren from Penn State. I love this kid. I'm not positive he's working out, but I think he is. I don't know if he's Gronk or not. I just think this kid, he's not Kyle Pitts. He's a way better prospect. But honestly, I want to watch this.
Warren's a game changer.
Did you see his comment of why he wears 44? I wear 44 because my dad watched John Riggins play and told me this is how I want you to run the ball.
You know what's funny?
I love
that's
him.
That's a great quote, and I might steal that today. But at Penn State, they ran Wildcat, some levels of tush push, and they just put him there. And he just jumps over the pile.
They run him Wildcat. It's not the tush push. It's to go.
No,
get
but
third and three.
That's going to be his play. You watch wherever he gets taken.
I agree.
That's going to be his play. Goal line, short yardage. That'll be their version of the tush push. I guarantee it. Going in.
You're right. We've seen that where teams are using tight ends now, and that kid is
Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews in Baltimore does it quite a bit. But this kid is a different athlete than Mark. He's bigger.
I love Warren.
I think
But
I love this kid. But this is a good tight end class.
Yeah.
There's Fannin, from the MAC, and this kid Arroyo is. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. That guy runs sick routes. There's some real prospects, at tight end right here.
Yeah, I think the Eagles should be in the market for a backup tight end, man. I like
Calcaterra came on.
Yeah,
Calcaterra came on a little bit, but obviously Dallas is an elite player when he's healthy, but that's been an issue for him.
Yeah. Real quick, Milroe. Here's what I don't understand. I gather Alabama kind of didn't want him back, and it was kind of mutual. That kid needed to go back, go to the portal, and go quarterback somewhere else. He's not ready yet. He could be some. Listen, he's a tremendous athlete. He's big. He's strong. He's got everything. But he needs to go back and play in college. He's still got to learn the windows and how to throw the ball.
He should have done what Jalen Hurts did. He should have done what Jalen did. He should have transferred to one of these schools.
Yes.
And whether it's Oklahoma, follow Jalen, whatever, he needed to transfer and go play another year and just keep developing. The money's there for it. It's not like, you're hard up the way kids used to be. Go play another year. You use it as a developmental year. And then come back in, and compete. Now, he's going to get drafted, but is he just going to be a practice squad guy? And then how do you develop in the NFL without playing? It's always been a conundrum. Kurt Warner's the ultimate, developmental quarterback that went to, Europe and played in Amsterdam and is a Hall of Fame player. But Jake Delhomme, different guys did it. But the only way those guys developed in that league was they got a chance to play.
So, the new thing's going to be is JUCO, right? So what's going to happen is, because JUCO's not going to count, so when you graduate high school, you're going to go to a JUCO and you're going to hone your skills at JUCO. And then,
That's what I did. I went to JUCO. I went to Nassau Community College. I'm a fighting lion. Best thing that ever happened to me, man. Best thing.
That's a big deal because you told me it's come full circle because when they put the cap on the amount of years you could play and the fact that JUCO is not going to count, you're in a perfect world. You go there, especially these quarterbacks, man. Go and learn it. And now Milroe's different because Milroe can get paid somewhere, big dollars.
Well, I mean, remember that's what Cam Newton did. He went to JUCO. He went to JUCO before he went to Auburn. Things didn't work out in Florida. Went to JUCO. Right. Went to Auburn, dominated the SEC, #1 pick in the draft. Legendary figure.
Yeah, I'm with you, my brother.
Yeah,
you're the greatest. We'll do our recap next week.
Listen, cuz I am literally heading home tomorrow after the quarterback's throw. I am going to be at NFL Films 15 hours a day. Come on by. Let's go break it down the way we once did.
In fact, I will do that because we got some interviews set up. All right.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing a lot of interviews. So we might be, you might be seeing a lot of me next week. All right.
Okay. Sounds good, buddy.
All right,
Have
brother.
a great weekend.
Be safe.
See you guys.
Professor Baldy. Love it.
I love that look of Prop Baldy.
It's a great look. It's a good look.
Yeah.
You are the fashion man.
Well, I mean, I try to be. Someone's got to be it in this joint.
You're a fashionista.
I mean, look around.
How do you like this piece? It's good.
I housed it.
Oh, I love
great.
it.
Sitting there, staring at me.
I would definitely order that again.
That's a great.
I like.
We're gonna do what's that? The round one?
Yeah, just regular plain.
Yeah, we're gonna do the. We'll do it up and send it out social media.
I like when the pepperoni cups up a little bit.
Well,
like
that's a good pepperoni.
Yeah,
that's when you know you're not using a cheap pepperoni.
Yep,
good pepperoni's tasty. It's a good item. Todd, now for the right
age. Tasty.
Back in the day moment.
Yeah, I think we got something.
All right.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with Rite Aid. Yeah!
Now this stems from heated discussions Tuesday night around town at a couple bars I was in about, you probably don't get in on this, but the Elio's or Elio's pizza, the square frozen. So it was a whole discussion
pizza.
of who says Elio's and who says Elio's.
No, it's Elio's.
It's Elio's.
It's Elio's.
It's not Elio's.
It's not Elio's.
So in this commercial, I found this commercial because we're deep diving on it.
First of all, we, like my cousin and I, like back in the day, the Elio's pizza was a big deal. Like at 3 in the morning.
It's the best.
Right?
I have it in my fridge right now.
Like we were, night crawlers.
Right.
And come in, you throw the and we would dress it up. Oregano, put all kinds of stuff on it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. But
and it would fit in the toaster oven.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So it would fit in the toaster oven. The Elio's.
Yeah, Elio's.
Yep.
It's
Elio.
Elio's.
It's Elio.
It's not. I mean, it started.
First of all, the correct Italian pronunciation of the letter E is eh.
Mm-hmm.
The letter I is E.
Mm-hmm.
In Italian.
I get it. Same as in Spanish. I get it.
So right off the bat, you're wrong.
Leos.
So I will tell you this bogus commercial that I found in this deep dive will.
What, so some Metagon commercial?
Will
you're gonna go that route?
No, this will agree with you because you have a bunch of Canadians saying it after a Canadian company bought it. But when it first came out, I can show you commercials from 1983.
It doesn't matter.
That it's Elio's. They say it's Elio's in the commercial.
First of all,
anyway.
The commercial's irrelevant because of the pronunciation of the letter.
Listen,
the letter E in Italian is at.
The three guys from North Jersey who started it are not going to let a commercial from 83 go out mispronouncing the name of their company.
They're wrong. All right? In the Italian language.
Anyway, the Legion of Doom did a commercial.
Oh, I remember this.
And this is them doing it.
Bro, that's freaking awesome.
His hottest line.
You want the pizza? Yeah, I'm hungry. Sounds good. I'll make it. Yeah, right. You can cook? What's this?
McCain Elio's Pizza is easy to make, tastes delicious, and comes in different varieties. Like healthy slices, 97% fat-free and low cholesterol. And a Flyer's favorite, 9-slice cheese.
This tastes great. Only one left.
Clarky.
Thanks, guys.
McCain Elio's Pizza. It's Philly's hottest line.
Little Clarky cameo.
Great job.
Thanks.
That's awesome. I love you. You made my day with that one. That's fantastic. All right. That's going to do it for us. Andrew.
Hey.
Good job. Joey. Good job. BG. Great stuff, buddy. Monday, all combined up. We start looking at college basketball. The
Love it.
conference tournament
Let's
starts.
go.
We're going to just dive in, geek it out. All right. And as always, let's go Flyers.
Yeah, let's go Flyers.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We love you. We'll see you on Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.